Hello, everyone. I'm Anthony Mecca from the Biodynamic Association, and I'm excited to share with you about our upcoming online conference, Sowing the Seeds of a Future Agriculture. This conference is taking place Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, November 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. It features a variety of different keynote speakers as well as conversation spaces. We're looking to change the way we do conferences, at least this year, and give a try to bring more participation, to bring more sharing, to hear more voices. We'll have people who have lots of experience and facilitate these spaces for us, with us. But we're really interested in what lives in our community. What are your experiences? What are your questions? So each day we have a keynote that's going to frame the whole day. On Friday, the keynote is young adults sharing their ideals, inspirations, and questions about a future agriculture. This keynote features Jay Viscasil, Ben Nome, Emma Kim Rust, and Travis Rittenhouse. Each of these young people is really excited and active in biodynamics. Some are just stepping into their work with biodynamics. Others have worked with it for a number of years and might have a specialty, such as preparations or working with children's education. Some are farmers, others are gardeners in cities and rural places. So we have a wide variety of people, young adults, coming to share about their inspirations, their ideals, and their questions about a future agriculture Friday afternoon. Saturday afternoon, our keynote is working with science, art, and active perception, in the sense of spiritual perception or a way to really participate in the world around us in a future agriculture. This keynote is with Eduardo Rincon and Jean-Michel Florin. Eduardo is originally from Mexico. Jean-Michel is from France. Both have been active in leading the International Agriculture section at the Goetheanum, which is the worldwide center for biodynamic agriculture. Both are scientists and artists and farmers, educators, trainers with experience in their own countries, but across the world, meeting different cultures, meeting different people, different places, from peasant farmers to industrial farmers. And they bring this approach where they work with the sciences, with biology, with the physics, with agriculture as a science, and they integrate a way of perceiving and participating and relating that has an artistic perspective to it. So, like when you look at a painting, you have an inner feeling, an inner activity, even if it's a painting of a landscape. There's something that isn't just the flat image of the landscape, but there's something that speaks more about what lives behind the image of the landscape. And this perspective can help us step into our relationship with the natural world, where we don't see it as just a thing, but as something alive with its own beingness that we wish to converse with and build a relationship with in a methodical, scientific way, that we perceive its gifts, its capacities, and its needs, and we're able to work with it to bring greater health to all of us. So Eduardo and Jean-Michel will carry us from their experience in that journey, and we'll work to build a conversation with them towards that goal. Sunday's keynote is weaving agriculture, education, and medicine with community life towards a healing future agriculture. So throughout this gathering, this sowing seeds of a future agriculture, there's this picture of what agriculture is today and what it's trying to become, and how biodynamics plays an important role in that. We're inviting Willow Summer, who has a farm, a community-supported agriculture farm, an educational farm, inviting Waldorf school groups and other school groups to come and visit and participate for a day or 3 days or a week, as well as many community events and ways to participate, ways to engage and feel like this is my farm. This is not a family farm or a production farm. This is the community's farm. And Mark Blecher, who's a longtime co-worker in Camp Hill communities internationally in Switzerland and other places, and has been at Camp Hill Village Copake in upstate New York for a number of years now. Mark works primarily with medicinal herbs, and he also processes them into many healing remedies for Uriel Pharmacy as well as the shop at Camp Hill Village. In Camp Hill Village, is a community. 250 people live in this community. There's houses and there's a lot of workshops. So vegetables, animals, cheese processing, making candles, medicinal plants, woodworking, weaving. There's a variety of workshops that people participate in. But it's a new way of participating because none of these people are family. They're not blood related. They come together out of this social healing impulse to say we care for each other and we want to work together. And particularly inviting people with special needs, people who have developmental differences, and adults. And all of them come together to really support each other, to say, you can participate. How do we help all of us participate fully in caring for the land and caring for each other, providing for this community? So it's a beautiful picture Mark will share from, and again, we'll carry this further into conversation. And then around the keynotes, we'll have conversation spaces that invite each of you to come and share and work together in a conversation space. And what I mean by conversation is actually not so common in our day, where we're really listening out of a different place and trying to speak out of a different place, not out of a personal place, a place that I have something to tell you or show you, but actually, how do I serve what this topic is? How do I actually bring maybe a questioning or a mood of inquiry to say, I have what I bring with me, but I don't know. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to learn. I'm here to grow. And that can come from sharing out of a particular place your experience in a mood of service. And then really listening to others speaking, but also something else greater than the people gathered may want to speak into the space. And this holding of this space together will be facilitated by leaders in each topic area but we're really inviting everyone. Everyone's going to hold that space together, and everyone's going to be responsible for the social culture of that space. And how do we hold each other in this social way to help bring seeds of a future agriculture inspired by biodynamics forward? So we'll have a number of topic areas, such as education in nature with children and teens, research, animal care and health, vegetables, perennials, including vineyards, health and nutrition, a healthy social life, agriculture as a spiritual path, the arts and inner work, bees and other insects, youth in agriculture, and plant breeding and seed work. So if you're interested in one of these topic areas, you don't necessarily even have to be experienced. We really welcome coming with your questions and your interest and saying, health and nutrition, I really have something that I'm working with here. I have a question, and I think biodynamic agriculture has something possibly to do with it. You can come and bring that question, and there'll be time to share in smaller groups and in the larger group, which will probably be 10 to 15 people. So it'll still be relatively intimate, and to be inspired to say, I have more than I came with, and I don't have a solution, a recipe, an answer, but that's not what life is about anymore. It's about finding a path to follow your own questions and working with others to follow your question that is actually a common question that you can serve for the world, for this movement, for the earth and humanity. So this is the purpose we're coming together for, is to gather around different topic areas that we might feel most connected to and open these up to say, vegetable growing, there's a lot of interesting people out there doing things with vegetables, but I have a lot of questions. There's a lot of plastic use and things actually don't seem that healthy, and it's such a struggle and nobody wants to do it. Why? We need to find a new way to work forward in each of these areas if a future of agriculture is going to really be able to provide for the earth and humanity. And then on the final day on Sunday afternoon, leaders from each of these areas, we're all going to come together and offer a sharing. What are the threads? What are the themes that came through what people were sharing in each of these topic areas? And to see then, there's probably something weaving behind all of those, this greater whole that we call agriculture, that we're all working together and from different perspectives and different vantage points to bring this biodynamic impulse. So how do we actually serve this biodynamic impulse as a whole through these different aspects and entry points? And how do we see what we really need to do together? So you work primarily with vegetables, you're working animals, you're a researcher, you work with children. We have to find each other and recognize, how do we work together? Because for this to really work, for this to be a movement, for this to be an impulse that radiates out into the world, we need to figure out how to work together, and we need to do it. So if you're interested, biodynamics.com, there's a banner on the top there. Click to go and see what the schedule is, to register, if you have questions, to look at the presenters, the facilitators, check it out, share it. We're really interested in having anybody who's interested to come and participate. If, for example, finances are a challenge, we have very generous scholarships. If you need something more, please get in touch. We're really just looking to gather the community. It does cost money, costs a lot of work and time and facilitators to bring this together, so we need the support, but we also really need you to come and participate. So I hope to see you there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, November 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. If you can only make one session, you'll get the recordings. Come to vegetables if that's your thing and learn there, but don't feel like you need to come to the whole thing. So we welcome you. So I hope to see you there. Take care.